For the past 2 years, Jocko Fuel has been the only supplement I've consumed. It's helped me stay in shape now that my competitive career is finished. If you've been waiting to try Jocko, the wait is over. Jocko has now teamed with Walmart, bringing clean fuel to the entire nation. Jocko Fuel is loaded with all the good stuff and none of the bad. And I'm talking no added sugars, no artificial sweeteners, and absolutely no gray area or banned substances. Just pure, clean fuel to power your performances. Jocko Fuel is now available in Walmart nationwide. Products available at your local Walmart are Jocko Malt, ready to drink, Jocko Malt powder, and Jocko pre-workout. How convenient. Guys, the time is now. Consider trying some of my favorites like Jocko Go and Jocko Hydrate. You can even do it online. Use code CHAEL30 at JockoFuel.com or just stop by your local Walmart and get your hands on some Jocko ASAP. Don't wait, might not last. Fuel up with Jocko Fuel and crush your goals. Now there's no excuse for not having clean fuel. Guys, I want you to go get Jocko Fuel today at Walmart. I'm not happy with Bo. I'm not happy with him. And I'm not upset with him. You have a young man in Bo, and there's one thing that I have to always remind myself, as great as he's done and as impressive as his resume is, you have a boy. You have a young man who just got out of college, who's, I believe, 27, 28, he's a very young guy. And he's also young in this sport. He's only had 6 fights. Now, I have to keep that in mind, because to watch Bo concede to Paul Craig was infuriating to me. I'm not outcome based. I could have raised Paul Craig's hand tonight. If Paul Craig would have landed 2 more punches any round, he would have won that round. He was 4 punches away from winning that fight. He was 6 punches away from sweeping that fight, all 3 rounds. That is how little happened. And Bo looked good. He looked composed. He did look like a guy who is becoming a very good kickboxer in the gym. That's true. But the discussion of Bo going into a fast-track title shot, Bo and Khamzat Chimaev being side by side, and their names have been married from day one. They're separated in the rankings, but their names are married in headlines. Those days are done. For now, they're put on hold. The conversation that nobody has called out Bo Nickal, that will change. Come Monday, people will be calling for him. The idea that Bo is the boogeyman in the closet that Dana and Hunter just cannot find opponents for because there is so much respect put on Bo's name mixed with fear. Like, respect and fear is a very fine line. I'm not completely sure of the difference. You want respect, be feared. Just because you're feared doesn't mean you'll be respected. But I think that you understand the point that I'm attempting to make. That is gone. They will find opponents for Bo very quickly now. And it doesn't need to be that way. My problem with it, and my gripe, is you have a 4-time world champion. Now, please don't leave me a correction in the comment section. An NCAA championship is a world championship. If the NFL title is a world title, even though it's a national organization, the fact that no other country contests it makes it a world championship. Bo won 3 NCAA championships. That is a style that is only contested in America, thus making you the American champion makes you the world champion, plus he won the university games. 4-time world champion in wrestling doesn't do one damn bit of wrestling because somebody got a hold of him. One of his trainers or his training partners sat him down and said, "You're not ready to go to the ground with this guy." Well, how the F would we know? How in the F would we know that now? George St. Pierre, the greatest to have ever done this, has never looked at an opponent, decided what the opponent's good at, and that is what he's going to base his performance around. George looks at himself and thinks, what are the 3 things I do best? And in what order specifically? Those are the 3 things that I'm going to go to, and I'm only going to step 2 if step 1 doesn't work. And 3 I'm never going to see unless 1 and 2 have failed. You do not look at your opponent's game to decide your strategy. That is nothing that Bo has ever done. He didn't show Gabe Dean that respect. He didn't show Miles Martin that respect. He did not show David Taylor that respect. And he refuses to take down a 4-time world champion, refuses to use 1 bit of wrestling against a guy that's never had a wrestling match. That is because somebody in his trusted inner circle, you get credit for listening to your coaches. Bo is very coachable. He got coaches, he got trainers, they grabbed a hold of him, and here's what they told him. I have never seen that out of the American top team, ever. I have never seen them acquiesce to an opponent, ever. And it didn't cost him tonight. He had 3 rounds, and he won all 3 rounds. But many thought he lost the first. They're wrong. He didn't lose the first, but many thought he did. And had he been punched 2 more times, a kick would count, he would have lost the first. Had he had 2 good shots against him, 2 more than he had in the second, he would have lost the second. He would have lost the fight. And there was no reason for it to be that close. Oh, by the way, you didn't bring your greatest skill. Now, if you get scared and something stays in the back and you're just not a competitor, that's not ever happened to Bo. I watched Bo beat a world champion for the first time. He was 15 years old. He was a boy. I watched him beat the world champion twice in one day, as a matter of fact. But he brought his skills with him. He didn't go out there and say, I'm not going to gut wrench the guy, I'm not going to crotch the slug, I'm not going to leg lace the guy. He brought everything that he knows and took it to a world champion. I watched him do it. Northwestern University, as a matter of fact. Cadet World Trials. But yet tonight at Madison Square Garden, under the lights, in front of an equally biggest crowd as he's ever fought on. He had equally bigger crowd at 300. He didn't bring his greatest tools. Because somebody told him the other guy, you are putting the other guy in his favorite position. F the other guy and F his favorite position. Do what you do.